A very good day to you and welcome to the program. We want to speak to you about a sin called greed. Greed. When a person becomes greedy, God is offended. Do not become greedy. I spoke to my wife Jill this morning and I said, what is the definition of the word greed, do you think? And a typical housewife, busy with her apron on, doing the breakfast, she turned to me and she said to me, greed? Well, I think greed is taking more than you need. There's a good definition for you. Greed is taking more than you need. And that's why there's so many wars in this world, so much pain, so much hunger, so much suffering, because people are greedy. People are greedy, and they will always try and justify their need. You see, self-preservation is something that's in all of us. And so in order to preserve ourselves, we take more than we need. You watch children, unless they've been brought up in a godly home. You go and put a big plate of eats there, and you let them come and help themselves. You'll find they'll always go for the biggest and for the best if they can. It's self-preservation. It's ugly, it's not nice, and they need to be taught. I was taught you take the cake that's nearest to you. You don't stretch it across the table, and you preferably take the smallest one and leave the other for others. And if you teach your children like that, when they grow old, then that's how they'll live. Folks, a good wise man, when he makes a deal, will always leave enough for the other person. And you see, if you do business like that, that man will come back continually and do business with you. And more importantly, he'll go away and tell his friends that I've just got a very good deal. And this man was very generous. And he will send his friends as well. But if you try and shortchange someone, they will know what you're doing, and they might have to buy it anyway because they can't get it anywhere else. But I can tell you, they will tell everybody else what a shark you are, how you've taken them, advantage of them. And you'll find eventually your business will go bankrupt because no one will want to deal with you. And you'll see that big notice on the newspaper auction because the business has gone down. And you say, how come he had such wonderful products? Because he was greedy. Do not be greedy. If we go to the book of Ruth, chapter 2 and verse 3, we'll see that Ruth went into the field of Boaz and she gleaned what was left over. Now, to glean is to clean up something that's left behind. Let's just read it. Then she left and went and gleaned the field after the reapers. And she happened to come to the part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was of the family of Elimelech. She gleaned the field. You see, her and her mother, Naomi, her mother-in-law, had nothing to eat. So they went into the field. I want to say to you, we should always leave something for someone else. As a farmer, we go in and we use the combine and we take our grain off. We should always leave something for someone else. That car guard, do you give him a tip when he looks after your car? You say, no, not really. I don't think he's really doing that. Look, he's working. Give him something. Why? Because the Lord says when you give to the poor, you lend to me. We need to learn to be generous to others. I'm a farmer. I can tell you a farming principle, and it's in the Bible. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6. If you sow sparingly, you will reap sparingly. But if you sow bountifully, you will reap bountifully. The more you put in, the more comes out. The less you put in, the less comes out. God is a giver. Okay, He gave His only begotten Son. Just remember that. Give and don't be stingy, and you'll have a good life. Goodbye.
We trust that you have been blessed by today's message. For more information, please visit angusbuchan.com.